Sure. Okay. Um, so who do we have here for children today? Do we have any children with us? Any
Soraya.
Soraya's here? Okay. Anybody else? Yep.
Hi, Sarai's here, and Jenny and Mateus.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Say hi. Hi.
Hi. I see you over there.
Hi, Miss Sandy.
Ricky. It's getting longer.
Oh, I see her. Oh, I see her.
Okay.
Let me pull this off of there.
Wait.
Go ahead, Dixie.
For now.
Sandy, we have a new girl on today too, Olivia.
Okay. Hi, Olivia. I'm glad you're with us. Very, very glad you're with us. Okay. Very good. Well, we're going to start and we're going to have a story now. So let me just make sure. I guess I better mute everybody. And that way we can get going. Okay. Well, and we're also on Facebook. So let me make sure we get here. All right. All right. Well, I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about fishing. Fishing. I don't know how many of you like to go fishing. I can see some of you on there. So raise your hand if you like to go fishing. Anybody like to go fishing? I don't see Ricky's hand up. He doesn't like to go fishing. Dixie doesn't like to go fishing, I guess. All right. Well, when I was little, oh no, he hates fishing. I guess. Oh, they don't like fishing at all. You're really not going to like it when you hear what I say. So when I was little, our family used to go fishing in the ocean. And the thing that I did not like, two things about the fishing that I did not like. I did not like baiting the hook, and I did not like getting the fish off of the hook. That was the hardest part. So we always wanted my dad to do it. But guess what? Sarai and Olivia and Dixie and Ricky and Mateo and everybody else listening, guess what we had to do to get our bait, to get our worms? We had a little boat that we call the Fin Fam for the Finley family. And when we went to take our little boat out from the dock, there was a little bait shop there, and they also sold candy in there. So my daddy said that every time we took our boat out, myself and my two sisters, Holly and Dale, we each got to pick just one candy, and we would think all week, I'm going to get the Charleston Chew. But in the candy thing was this big glass counter with glass over it, and all the candy was mixed up all over the place. And we'd say, I want that one. And he'd say, this one, no, that one, no, that one right behind it, not the chocolate one, the strawberry. So there was a big deal to get the candy. But before we got the candy, we had to get our bait. Now, the bait was in another big glass case, not far from the candy. And so the same person that reached in with his hand to get the worms also reached in to get the candy. So good thing I had a wrapper on it. But the worms were a kind of a strange kind of worms. One time we called them sandworms, or somebody called them bloodworms. I don't know. But they had these like tentacle things on the end of them, and the worms bit you. Now, no kidding, you're waiting for the fish to bite, but our worms bit because in the front, they had these little thingies. And that's why when we were fishing, we would break them in half, and nobody wanted the heads. We would throw the heads back in. We wanted the tails because the heads could bite you with those little things. So it was very hard to go fishing because I didn't want to get bit by the worms. But because we went in the ocean, we caught the most interesting things. One time we caught a big puffer fish. It was flat when we caught it, and then it just blew up and blew up with all these spikes on it. Another time, a fish followed another fish that we caught up to the surface. So of course, we threw that one back because its friend was was with it. We caught an eel once, which was really scary. It was, kind of writhing around on the inside of the boat. We caught a sea robin that looked like it had wings. So we loved going fishing and catching all these different kind of fish. And then one time my grandpa asked us to go freshwater fishing. It was very different. You use a bobber. You know what a bobber is? Like a little round thing, and it's red and white. And when the fish goes to bite, you can see the little bobber moving, but it's a lot more calm on a lake. And I actually brought something here. Anybody know what this is? This belonged to the pastor's grandpa. It's an old fishing reel that belonged to the pastor's grandpa. Yeah. So why am I telling you all about these kinds of things? Well, I'm going to put a verse up here. Let's see now. Let's see if we can do a screen share. And maybe somebody will read this verse for me. Let's just see. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay. You see my screen here. And let's go to here. Okay. Let's get this out of the way. All righty. From current slide. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Is there somebody that would like to read our text for us today? They'll have to unmute themselves. Sarai, would you like to read it? I can unmute you, Sarai. Let's just see. You still over there, Sarai? Would you like to read this?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Here you go.
As Jesus was walking beside the Sea of Galilee,
Good. Galilee. Mm-hmm.
he saw two brothers, Simon called Peter and his brother Andrew. They were casting a net into the lake, for they were fishermen. Come follow me, Jesus said, and I will send you out to fish for people. At once they left their nets and followed him.
Okay, so what does that mean? How can you fish for people? That's interesting. How do you go fishing for people? Any ideas? I guess you're all baffled. Well, it's a good thing we're doing this then. So when you fish for people, you share your faith. You tell them about Jesus. You tell them about the Bible and about God's grace and mercy and love for them. And so just like I caught all different kind of fish, you can catch all different kind of people. There may be somebody that you think, wow, that kid is always mean to me, but maybe someday they will learn about Jesus. And just like when I had to pull in all different kind of fish from the sea, they were all different. Um, Jesus pulls in all kind of fish also with us. And actually, it says as he was walking beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers. So this is when he was just starting to put his team together. What do you call his team of people, those 12 people that followed him? You know what they were? They were
Disciples.
Yes, that's it. So when he was putting his disciples, he said, I'm going to make you into fishers of men, because they were fishermen. He was trying to use something that they would understand. Okay, we are going to draw a fish today, and I had a really hard time trying to do this on the screen. So I hope this comes out. Have mercy on me because it's tricky to draw on the screen. So do you have your paper? Everybody's ready with your paper? Okay, I don't hear anybody saying they're not. So let me get ready. Now this, as I tell you, mine always comes out looking shaky because of having to do it on this upright screen. So bear with me, but I noticed the time I practiced this that it will come together at the end when you add color, okay? So are you ready? You have your paper, your pencils, your color, and I hope everyone has been seeing in the newsletter just really, really beautiful work these kids have been doing. I just can't get over the artists we have here. All right, so I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay, here we go. So the very first thing I'm going to do is get some black. I'm going to make sure I have a nice thin line. And what you're going to do, we're starting with we're going to make a trout. and we're starting with the trout's mouth. So you're going to make a V. This is going to be his mouth. So you're going to make a line, okay? Then you're going to make another line just a little bit smaller, like that, okay? That's what you're starting with. Now, I got to go back to my regular drawing tool. Now you have to make the whole body. And so when you start on the bottom part of the V, you don't just start right away. You're going to make another line. Sorry, I didn't mean to make that shake like that. Okay, I'm going to start from the top. Okay, let's try this again. All right. So we're going to do the top. So you're going to start there. You're going to go all the way. When you get to about here, you're going to make a little bit of a fin down. Okay, now you're going to go down to the tail, then up, down, make like a U, and then this turns into another fin, which, don't worry, it will come together later. A little bit here. You're going to make another fin that's kind of opposite that one. Then you're going to come down a little bit here, and you're going to connect these two lines. Okay, now you're going to make your eye. You're going to be surprised when you start coloring this how much better it's going to look. You're going to be very surprised. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put in a few lines with your fin. Hopefully you're following along, doing okay. A few more lines here, a few more lines here. And that's about that. Oh, you got to put in your gills where they breathe, right? It's kind of like that. A small box and a bigger box. All right, I think I'm going to just round this off a little bit. Could put a little black there. Okay, now you're going to be surprised when you see us starting to put the color in. Okay, so I'm going to take a little kind of a gray. All right, and I'm going to put it around the eye like this. Okay, then let's just see here. I got a paper that I'm looking at that I practiced on. Oh, here's the fun part. Yay, you're going to be so happy. Okay, now what we're going to do is take some purple. And we're going to put the purple. This is a rainbow trout. We're going to put the purple shading along the bottom. You can add a little bit into this fin, drop a little bit in here if you want. And these other fins are going to be kind of a combination of color. And I think you're going to be happy when you see how this comes out. All right, and then you're going to put a little bit over here. And then you can drop in some other colors here. So we're going to drop in some nice, little bit of light green over here in the tail area. Let's see, put in a little bit of a brighter green. You can really put what you want, but it's so fun once you get the basic shape with the rainbow trout. You can add in this color. Okay. You can put in a little, well, we got to put in some pink because we want to show this gill area. So in the middle, what we're going to do, we're going to do a little pinkish, just kind of the middle of the fish here. And just kind of fade into here. All right, now let's just see. We are going to put some yellow. We're going to put some yellow right about around in here. You see how it starts to take shape once you put the color in. It's really pretty amazing. Even if your original one doesn't come out as good as you hoped it would, when you start putting the colors in, it just starts looking a little bit more like the rainbow fish. I love this project because of the color. All right. And let's see. Then you look at it at the end and you say, all right, how do I want to spruce it up a little bit? Oh, maybe I'll add a little blue. Maybe I'll add a little blue over here because, all of the fish are different. Remember what I told you too with nature. Sometimes you want to make it a little random. You don't want to make it exactly, because that would look like something somebody bought in the store. But God is better than that. His work is not predictable, So if you can't exactly predict, and then at the end, now comes the really fun part. We're going to put on the spots that will really start to make it look like a fish. Okay, so we're going to put some spots in here. You guys following me? You doing it? And remember, you don't want the spots in a perfect line because then it's just going to look like somebody made it in a toy or something. So we're putting it just kind of, and you don't put the spots on the pink part really, and just, I would put them just on one side of the tail. It makes kind of a nice effect, and then maybe on the other side, maybe not down the whole entire tail, but it's up to you. It's your picture. You don't want them to all look alike. I'm so excited whenever I get them through my email. And I'm like, oh my goodness, Pastor Duran, look at these kids. They're doing so great. And there you go. There's your trout. You got a few little dots here. Whoa, what was that now? Let's undo that thing. Okay, there you go. What do you think? You guys like it? Okay. All right.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's okay. I had to practice that one a lot. I wasn't happy with the way it was coming out when I was practicing. And guess what we have for a song? We're going to have another song that you guys should like. All right, let's go back to here. And Mr. Jefferson, I have not had a chance to download YouTube Downloader, so you'll have to forgive me here. I'm trying. Keep it all together. All right, so here we go. Now, this should be coming on. Oh, why doesn't it want to come on? You guys are going to like this song. You can probably guess what song it is.
The Bible Songs. I will make you fishers of men, fishers of men, fishers of men. I will make you fishers of men if you follow me. If you follow me. If you follow me. I will make you fishers of men if you follow me. Hear Christ calling, come unto me, come unto me, come unto me. Hear Christ calling, come unto me, I will give you rest. I will give you rest. I will give you rest. Hear Christ calling, come unto me, I will give you rest.
Okay, we'll have a little prayer, and that will be it for today. Thank you, kids, and I can't wait to see your pictures. All right, let's bow our heads. Father in heaven, thank you so much for these wonderful little artists that are watching with us. And I pray you'll bless them, excuse me, keep them safe this week. And thank you for making us fishers of men and keep us aware of any time that we can share our faith and let others know how much you love them now. Bless these children and their families this week and help us as we get ready for church. In Jesus' name. Thanks, kids.
All right, we'll see you in just 10 minutes.